So what do we mean by conscious leadership, and why is that different to any other sort of leadership, or is it different to any other sort of leadership?
So the brief explanation would be conscious leadership is a state of being a leader with conscious awareness. The world really needs different way of looking at leadership, because traditional and conventional leadership is not working anymore to trying to create sustainable future for the world and for everyone concerned.
And one of the interesting things is that you don't often hear the words together, conscious and leadership, because people don't understand leadership and they sure as heck don't understand consciousness. So it's very interesting putting those two together, because this enables us to have conversations with all of you and to actually demystify it, because in the end, every single one of us has the ability to be a leader. And it doesn't matter whether you're in a corporate environment or whether you actually choose to be the leader in your own life. I mean, one of the great questions that we often ask people is, are you willing to be the conscious leader in your life? And if you're not willing to be that, then who is?
And if you ask people what consciousness means, you're going to get so many different meanings and so many reason and justification about what it means to be a conscious leader. Consciousness has nothing to do with spiritual. It has nothing to do with being enlightening being. When you choose to become a conscious leader, it's a state of being in the present moment, in the here and now, with no projection, conclusion, expectation, and judgment of yourself or anyone. So if you could be in that state of being, it's not like a higher attainment. It's not making you more superior than anyone, but give you a space to see totally different possibilities beyond what you have ever imagined.
And what makes conscious leadership different from anything else is it is actually about creation and generation. A lot of leadership models out there are about sort of force, effort, getting people to follow you, or whatever it might be. You know, situational leadership. You could read all day about the different styles of leadership. We want to change the conversation around that, and we invite everyone to look at this, because true leadership, in our view, is where there is always creation and generation for creating something different. And some of the tools that we'll talk about how you can choose to be a conscious leader, actually go to the very heart of this creation and generation.
Being a conscious leader is a choice. And it's a choice that we all can choose to be. You don't need a title to be a conscious leader. First, you have to make a choice to be a conscious leader in your own life.
So this raises a whole lot of very interesting conversations about, well, what does it actually mean to be a leader in your own life? And then what does it mean to be a conscious leader? And one of the best definitions we've ever come across, the best conversations we've ever come across about what is consciousness is consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And it's interesting when you look at that, it includes everything. There's no exclusion. So you're willing to, as an individual, know everything that needs to be known. Then there's no judgment, means that you're not judging something as right or wrong or good or bad. You're just seeing it as it is. And it's amazing, because from that space, you can actually make the choices that will create the greatest futures. Very interesting.
When we talk about being a conscious leader or conscious leadership, it's about choosing to be a creator source of your own reality. Once you choose to be that, then you can be a catalyst for change and for different possibility in the world.
You know, what if we could actually work within this reality, but also create different realities as well? And this is why conscious leadership can be such a powerful force in the world. Where this is so important now is because we're in an environment, and have been for a few years, and it's going to get even more so, of absolutely high-paced change, uber change. So things change so quickly and so fast now that we need to be able to actually create the future essentially in every moment, because otherwise we have no impact. We cannot create what actually does need to be created. So one of the things with being a conscious leader, and this whole notion of conscious leadership, is that if you're willing to be present with what is, know what can be, know what can't be, and know also that every choice that you make creates the future. Every single choice you make creates the future. And being aware of that, it gives you a slightly different perspective of actually how to be with this world. The other thing I'll say too is, as we go through, this is incredibly practical too. It's not just esoteric, oh, that sounds a lot, great theory. No, this stuff actually works. This is what we do when we go around to boards of directors, when we start to talk about strategic awareness, conscious leadership, whatever words you want to call it. But it's about bringing to the table your willingness to know what needs to be known.